every time you call the police and ask them about crimes or legal questions or anything that has to do with things that are going on, ask them any kind of serious business or anything, basically they malinform you. They act like little whiny babies. They treat you like they are stupid. They act as though they're dumb. They don't tell you any facts, and they give you the most redundant, ignorant answers. And they don't really try to help you or assist you. They're not your friend. So what we should really say about government is that they are exclusive of civilians. And you're better off, if you want to learn something, you're better off learning from a civilian than someone who works for the government. The government is absolutely nothing but evil. You can only assume that they are evil. They don't want to benefit civilian life at all. You can ask them to help you. They will only do what they believe they want to do. They don't necessarily follow the law. They don't even necessarily know the law, because the law is quite complicated now. They don't really know what medical terrorism is. I've issued some reports that police officers don't even know what medical terrorism is. And fraud, medical fraud, that's, how would you feel if your doctor gave you cancer? Well, we need to start giving more government more cancer, because it's obvious that they don't want to learn anything and they only want to hurt people. And it's not just the government, it's the civilians as well. And a lot of you people are just dumb. You don't know what really goes in to some of the simpler things in life. And it all comes down to chemistry, my friend. It's chemistry in all of its glory. That's what life is, chemistry. And we learned about this. You need to understand what chemistry is in all of its glory. It kills, it rapes, it murders, it lies, and it steals. And we've been through it our whole lives. Slap a bar of soap on it. You still get disease. It don't kill the disease. If you don't have the right medication, it won't help you. A lot of doctors don't even understand the physics of chemistry, especially in biology. A living person's body cannot accurately be measured. I'm warning you now. How they measure the living brain is with energy. That energy has to be transformed into data to represent so much data in a short length of time, because it happens really fast. It's called quantum physics. It doesn't wait around for anybody. It happens so fast that they cannot collect data fast enough to actually measure a living person. Not only is that true, and it's impossible to measure the chemistry of the brain while it's alive, But not only is that true, but the data that they believe they're collecting now, right now, which is like light imaging and heat imaging and stuff, and infrared imaging and all the different spectral electromagnetic radiation, all the energy that they think they're learning about is nothing. It's useless information. It does not have enough dimensional analysis to conclude that it means anything. When a light image is taken from your brain, like any kind of image, maybe like similar to a CAT scan or an MRI or sonar or anything, radar, whatever, it don't matter. Anything that it collects cannot be measured at the depth of a chemical entity. It's inconclusive what the brain actually does automatically. The different reasons you might be able to operate some of your brain, or your brain might know how to operate itself. We're not real sure just how intelligent the brain really is, or if the brain does things according to logic or not. Sometimes the brain does things. It's obviously one big system. But is there something we're missing that's able to turn those lights off in your brain when somebody frightens you or tries to measure the lights in your brains? Not only that, you have a subconscious that is a self-thinking brain, just like when you have dreams. That's not your conscious mind. That's your subconscious. And there are automatic things, like the subconscious is almost like its own person, but it's only active in the dream state. So ask yourself, is my subconscious doing something else? Probably is. What is your subconscious? What is consciousness? Actually, ask yourself this. How do you form images in your brain? How do you form memories of sounds and fragrances and tastes? How does that actually happen? Where is it recorded? What does the recording look like? You don't know, do you? Where have you actually studied the brain? Ask yourself if you actually know what the brain looks like at a molecular energetic level. From the femto scale all the way up to the milliscale. Or even further, the septo scale. Or whatever it is. There's other scales that go further than femtos. But I can't remember what they are. But, you know, if you say it in reverse, it's femto, pico, nano, micro, and then milli. But it goes further than that. What is quantum physics? Ask yourself this, what is time? I'll tell you what time is. Time is the motion of an object. Do we know what any of the particles that exist are actually shaped like? It very well may be impossible to figure out what a photon actually has as a shape. Electrons, we have no clue what they look like. We have no clue what a lepton looks like, or a hadron. We have no clue what any of this really looks like. And that is the tricky part of what particles really are. Particles, technically, according to mathematics, can be divided infinitely. And not only can they be divided infinitely, they might be divided so much infinitely that things exist inside of them beyond the scope of what we think is normal. Interdimensional string theory. We don't know if that's real or not, and there's absolutely no way to measure it. It can only be assumed that it either is or isn't. But it looks as though where we're at, we are in something. It is dimensional. It is multi-dimensional to the tone of infinity. And not only is it multi-dimensional to the tone of infinity, it can't be, all of the dimensions can never be measured for the length of time's existence. They'll be mining the earth for millions of years until the sun kills us, or a meteor, or an earthquake, or the chilling of the core of the earth, or a flood, or rain, or pollution, or something, or extinction event. All these things they're called disasters, and they're going to kill us all. Life really is, right now, we know too much. The only thing we can do is try to make something better. And I've done this. I'm a physicist. I'm a particle student. I'm a chemist. I study these things very deeply. I spend all my time, besides the time that I'm not ranting and raving or upset about somebody's injustice or my own injustice, all the things that I've been through, and it was hell. But in some way it wasn't hell too. And I think that the only thing that we really should be doing is trying to find more answers. It doesn't matter if we live or die. Death doesn't matter. Life may not matter to someone, but that doesn't give you the right to take others' lives away. It really doesn't. I think if you're that bad off, suicide, if you can't find a solution, suicide is the answer. Don't take anyone with you. Quantum physics and chemistry and biology are the most extremely complicated thing that life has to offer. It doesn't get any more difficult. It is extremely difficult. And we know it. We know how difficult it is. That's a good thing. We gotta stop thinking inside the box, start thinking outside the box. Just so we can get inside the box. Pandora's box. So, really gotta question all of this and try to come up with the reason. Live for success. Not evil success, good success. War is senseless. Evil is senseless. We have enough problems already. Don't live in evil. What good is it? It's death. If you want to kill yourself, do it. Don't take anyone with you. I don't want you to die. I want you to see what we should have, what we should be doing, how life could be a lot easier. People don't appreciate people anymore. It's gotten so bad. They're all up in arms now. They want to kill each other. It's because they're ignorant. Satan was, according to the Holy Bible, Satan was the most beautiful angel. Go sit in a hen house. See how many lies and how much gossip they conjure up. Man and woman, we're not the same unless we agree that evil is bad. A good woman doesn't do certain things in this world. And a good man, they don't do these things either. Bad people, they commit the sins. They make all of what we want to achieve. And we can lay it all out on the table for you. All of what is possible. What we think is possible. Well, we're going to start thinking outside the box. We've got to find a source to measure with. We're looking for a device to measure with. And right now that is Fermi Labs. Fermi Labs holds all the keys to our future. Quit it with the sin and go work at Fermi Labs. Study particle physics and quantum physics. Fermi Labs is the only solution we have left. They cannot measure the human body while it's alive. There's millions of chemicals inside of you. They're arranged in ways they do not know. If they measure them, you will die. You can get cancer because it requires X-rays and gamma rays. There's a better answer. Particles that are made at Fermi Labs from the Large Hadron Collider. Not only that, we might be able to build an atom that the universe has never seen. It's not as complicated as you might think. We do need some structure. And people like, this is 2022 here, people like terrorists and dictators, they want to prevent us from succeeding and making life on Earth exponential. It might even be possible to create atoms from nothing. I doubt it. But my creativity says somehow we might be able to do something like that. Not from nothing, but from pure energy that we can gather from stars. Believe that? Light is all that we are, but it's reformulated. We appear as though we appear as a solid with holes. It's really just particles that are different sizes made of light, what we call quanta, the original light. I read Einstein's novel. You don't want to know why. I studied everything I could study. It's just geometry. It moves. It's moving geometry. An integral formula so large that it will never be understood. There's nothing you can do about it. Keep trying to create something better and die. That's who we are. It's not new now. It's well understood. You're just learning it. What can you achieve? Particle physics right now. We can't continue in medicine without Fermi Labs or the CERN stuff in Geneva, or whoever else creates a large particle accelerator. These particle accelerators use massive amounts of energy. It's quite amazing what they do. It's very expensive. It's probably an economy killer. It probably is destroying the world as well. And that when you release these particles, there is no other particle that operates an Earth system as these particles do that come from the collision of hadrons. And when they cycle through the Earth, they cause energy to happen real fast, like a light speeding through a light bulb. You're not aware. I warned them a long time ago. Particles are very dangerous. It's the only thing we have to do, though. The rest of the earth is simple. It's difficult, but simply understood. Difficult to achieve for one man. When you're getting old, disabled, you can't really achieve what you want to do without being careful. So you always need to be careful when you work. You need to contemplate that always, can there always be disaster or disease or destruction of some sort? We don't always have to be extremely careful, but just trust me, life is a disease, so do what you can do, I guess. Think about things before you do it. You're not aware of things. When you're not aware of things, you have to be creative. And say, what if this happens? What if God pops out of my ass? What if the world completely erases itself? What if atoms actually die eventually? What if atoms run out of energy? What if particles could kill us all? What if none of this is real? What if this time we're living in doesn't matter at all? It means nothing. What if there's there's no escape except death. So I want to achieve something in my life. I want to be a happy man for however long. And I want to try to accomplish some form of maybe monetary success so that I can at least survive as a man probably should or could. I don't want to work my hands to the bone, but I don't mind some work, but I'm disabled at this time of my life. I've always had problems. So where does it all take me? I've never gotten out of poverty, but I'm pretty intelligent. You can't get anyone to buy into science. And if they do, they steal it from you. And while that's happening, people are trying to hurt you because you're too smart and poor at the same time. Because they think that you owe them something, and you don't owe them shit. You might owe them respect to some degree. That only goes so far. We have a thing called law. We have a thing called law. Mind your law. Peace out, homie.